Hello, my name is Cory Lopez. I'm a professional surfer, and this is my catch-up. Growing up on the Gulf Coast of Mexico and in Florida, it was tough. Not a lot of waves, a lot of dreaming of waves, and a lot of travel to get to the waves. So it was hard work to get it done, but when you got to a day where the waves were good, it was so rewarding, and it just meant a lot more, I think, to me. Whenever I was around a day of good waves, it meant a lot. Like, we took advantage of every minute of the day and would surf all day, because where I grew up, there was no waves. I think part of growing up where there's no waves, you're always dreaming of good waves and big waves. And in my mind, I always wanted it. I always wanted a big barrel. I dreamed about it my whole childhood, you know what I mean? And when I finally had the opportunity to do it, I was definitely gonna go through with it. So when I got there, I knew how to surf. I was a good surfer, but I finally had to just go for it and charge. And I think that's what it was, just so much dreaming and visualizing it, that when I finally had the opportunity, it was go full steam ahead, I think of all three of those waves, I've had special rides. Bar de la Cruz, I think I had like a 27-second barrel at, during the Rip Curl Pro back in the day. That was a special wave. Chopu, I've had several waves there that I'll never forget, and it's hard to have waves that you don't forget, but I will never forget the rides I've had in Tahiti, at Chopu. And of course, Skeleton Bay, when we first discovered Skeleton Bay, what can I say, is like to be out there by yourself and to ride a wave that's 2 kilometers long is pretty crazy. And those moments, yeah, I'll never forget those moments. There's a couple other sessions I've had in my life, one at Cloud Break, one at Mundaka, a couple with my brother that are special as well. But those 3 waves, those 3 surf spots are very, I'll never forget those moments at those waves. When we first went to Skeleton Bay, it was presented to us on Google Maps and we could see the sand points. We had a rough photograph presented to us by a guy named Nadia that we had seen. So just one photo, we could see the waves actually hit it. Didn't know how it would break the whole point, but so we had a feeling that we'd get there, but the swell direction, we didn't realize so much goes into that wave. So when we got there, we thought there'd be swell. It was dead flat. We kept postponing our trip, week after week. It ended up being a month that we stayed until we finally got the wave to break. So obviously there's a lot more that goes into it, with swell direction, figuring out how it breaks. But the moment we first saw that wave truly break, well overhead, and it was like nothing you ever seen. So it's very memorable moments in my life. It does feel good. I feel like when you have a great catch fishing, it's kind of like a group effort, especially if you're on a boat and you're going with your friends and your buddies and you have a great day, like all your friends catch fish, you catch fish. That's a lot of fun. And there's individual fish, like say you catch a big marlin or something, that's just like a great achievement, like you kind of put it in your back pocket, like, oh, I got this 500-pound black marlin in Tahiti, like it was a lot of fun. But I think a great wave trumps everything in life, like, except maybe your children. Like a truly great ride is something it's such an achievement, especially if it's a big wave. It's dangerous, it's risky, it's everything you've built up to, you've trained for, and then you get to have that moment, and the emotion that comes out of it, that comes out of your body from that, and adrenaline, is like nothing you can feel in anything else that you do in life. I love that someone, with Andy Irons and the way people remember him, I think it's great. So many people remember just the good times and how much, such a great person that he was. And that's what I remember Andy as, just a lot of fun, a great person, a great friend, so kind to so many people and made everyone feel special, would always go out of his way to give them the time that they needed to feel special as well. And that means a lot. Not every athlete will do that. And Andy was that person who would give his time to make someone stoked. That we want to remember with Andy, we want to remember the good times and the fun we had with him. He was a great person. Yes, he had a couple issues, but it's not his fault. It's things that he had to deal with inside, internally. And I just remember the good times that we had and the great times that we shared. So many great memories and things that we did, and he was a really special person to me and someone I'll never forget, obviously. I think the camaraderie at the events, you know, I don't know if it's the same today, but when I was on tour, you know, we would all like share rooms together and have a lot of fun, and we had a lot of good friends on tour that would hang out and just do fun things, you know, besides just at the events. That was a lot of fun. I think being on tour too is chasing some of the good waves. You know, we called it the Dream Tour. We had a lot of good events those years when it was the Dream Tour, back in like 97, 98, maybe 99, I forget. There's a few years where they did the Dream Tour, and it was a lot of fun to go to all those waves. Just a blast, catching the good surf with your friends. I think the aerial surfing on tour today is really radical. The guys are really sending it, they're landing the flats, they're sacrificing their knees, their ankles to land these maneuvers. Obviously not every event calls for it, but when it does, these guys that are doing it are sending it so hard to get those 7 to 9 point rides on these airs. To me, it's spectacular to watch. I appreciate it very much so. Sometimes certain moves on certain waves, it can get repetitive if it's not big waves, you know? It can get a little bit boring to me. My favorite events to always watch is the big barrels. I love the fact that surfing made it to the Olympics. It was a lot of fun for me to watch this year. I enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to the future generations continue to push the envelope higher and higher with the Olympics. I think it being in Tahiti next will be great. If it's at Chopu, then that'll be amazing. I can't wait to see what they do. I hope that they get great surf. If I was ever involved in it at any level, I would definitely say yes if I was invited to help out with the United States team at any point. 100%. I think surfers are great environmentalists. I think being in the ocean so much that we all have a duty, you know, most surfers that I know feel a responsibility to keep the oceans clean, to keep litter gone, to use less plastic, to do all these things that mean more, you know, to keeping our Earth moving forward. So surfers, of course, are like natural environmentalists just by what we do. The Perfect Chapter is a great event. You know, Twiggy and I get along really well, and I think the first time I came and did this contest here at Carcavelos was just a lot of fun. The waves were fun. I love the people here, the culture, the food, everything about Portugal suits me. And every time I get invited to do the Perfect Chapter, you know, I'm coming. Just let me know when, and if I can make it, I'll be here. So it's a great event, run really well, and of course the waves are usually always fun. So. I don't know. You know, obviously most people remember, like for my legacy, like most people remember me for surfing Tahiti. I think that's what most people think back, but I don't think my legacy has been written yet. I think I got a lot to do to just raise my children and have them be good kids and good people, and I think that's what's most important to me. So if I think my friends back home look at me like, Cory did a great job raising his children, I think then my job's well done.